For more on the politics of this fight, let's now bring in Reid, the editor of ReidReport.com and a columnist with the Miami Herald. Cheri Jacobus is a Republican strategist and president of Capital Strategy. They both join us to discuss, again, that impending government shutdown that nobody really wants. So, Cheri, let's start with, Speaker Boehner is not denying Planned Parenthood is now the issue. What do you think? Is that what it's come down to?
Well, clearly the Democrats are threatening to shut down the federal government over the issue of abortion, but they don't want to say that. That's why you're hearing all this talk about so-called women's health. The federal government, we the taxpayers, are very generous. We fund literally thousands of organizations around the country that help provide health services for poor women. So to say the sky is going to fall if Planned Parenthood doesn't get their $1 million a day is really disingenuous. They're trying to pull on the heartstrings of the American people. This is an organization that is overfunded. Somehow they are managing to come up with a $63 million profit, which most people don't understand, and I think it's a very important point, and that's according to their last report. So they kind of need to stop the hyperbole. If it is about Planned Parenthood, remember, this is a Republican budget. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're negotiating, because the Democrats didn't have one. So if that's where we are, then that's where we are.
Joy, Congressman Mike Pence is saying that the money for Planned Parenthood is fungible. You don't know where it's going necessarily, and that Planned Parenthood is the largest abortion provider. So is this argument valid?
Well, I think what Cheri just did was very smooth. You see the way that she sort of moved away from the core argument that Mike Pence is making into an argument that attempts to make it about the budget and saying, oh, there's plenty of other places for women to get health care. Well, the fact remains that Planned Parenthood is the place where many women, millions and millions of women, get health care when they don't have insurance. I myself, when I was younger, when I was not covered by insurance, Planned Parenthood is the place where women are getting birth control, where women are getting their main Title X services, Title X services. So, no, Mike Pence is leading what basically is a social conservative takeover of the Tea Party movement. He's made it very clear that the battlefield that Republicans are going to live and die on is not this sort of cut the budget battlefield of the Tea Party. It's over social issues. Republicans are desperate to get rid of abortion, bottom line.
Well, let's jump off of that point you're making there, Joy. Cheri, are the Republicans using the Tea Party here really to push their social agenda?
I think that, I don't know if it's Tea Party or not. I think that you have members of Congress, obviously, and it's not just going to be Republicans. You can lose some Democrats over this who are very strongly pro-life. And if this is front and center and this is how this whole issue is being defined, then, they may have to, that's how they're going to treat it. So if it becomes an issue of the Democrats shutting down the federal government over the issue of abortion, then that's a discussion that they're going to have. However, there are these funding issues that are significant, in my view. I want funding for Planned Parenthood to stop because I think they need to be investigated for some of the misappropriation of funds. There is commingling. You can't help that. And I think that they are simply overfunded, and we do provide these services to poor women through other functions, other clinics and other organizations. So again, it's disingenuous to say if Planned Parenthood doesn't get our tax dollars, somehow there's going to be, the sky is going to fall. But as a political issue, here's another thing, another reason why the Democrats don't want to say it's about abortion and why they're talking about these other issues that Planned Parenthood works with. It's because they could lose a Catholic Hispanic vote if this does become a big political issue. They could lose a conservative African American vote that's pro-life. Now, I'm speaking actually as a pro-choice woman.
Joy, I want to get into
but I don't
Joy
like
right
to see
now.
I don't like to see an organization getting these types of funds when they're turning a profit.
Joy, go
right,
ahead.
Cheri, the talking points are actually mind-numbing. Obviously, Cheri got her facts this morning, wherein she's supposed to say Democrats are trying to shut.
Ma'am, I did not get a fax from anybody. These are my own talking points. You don't have to accuse me of getting any talking points from anyone.
Cheri is trying to say, okay, I'll talk now. Cheri is trying to say that Democrats are prepared to shut down the government over abortion. Very smoothly done, not accurate at all. The bottom line is that Republicans, the 87 Republicans that own John Boehner, that he doesn't even have the courage to come out. All day today, Boehner's been claiming it's about numbers when it's about abortion. Mike Pence and other Christian right zealots in Congress have decided to ride the Tea Party to something that the American people don't want. The American people do not want the government to force women to give birth. The Republican Party does. So the way they're trying to get that to happen is through this showdown over the budget and using the Tea Party to get their way. The Republican right, the Christian right, has taken over the Tea Party movement. It's all about abortion. And, you can talk about fungible XYZ. They don't want any woman to have the choice to have an abortion. They're looking for ways to make it happen because
Ma'am,
Joanne Reid, thank you very much. Cheri Jacobus, I thank you both. We're going to have to end the argument here. We've got 8 more hours to go have more of this discussion. We hope you will be sticking around for that. Thank you both.
Cheers.